Evening, everybody. Dana here. I'm recording this on Tuesday, the 25th of April. However, this likely will not be posted the day I'm recording it, but nonetheless, today's discussion video is regarding the NES Classic, or the NES Classic Mini. Now, Nintendo's decided to basically cease production of the NES Mini. I think this is a major bummer, but at the same time, it's not really surprising given that there was so little stock available, so little supply, they weren't able to meet demand. Like, very few people that wanted to get an NES Mini without pre-ordering it were able to get their hands on one, which I think is very disappointing. When I first heard about the NES Mini, I was really excited, not just for me to be able to play it myself, but because I thought, oh, this is awesome. Now, younger gamers and younger people who may not have grown up with these kinds of retro games will get a chance to experience them in sort of a fresh way, like 30 games packaged in one, and for a relatively, marketable price. I thought it made a lot of sense, and it sounded like it could do really well if done well. Unfortunately, it wasn't. First off, there was not enough supply to meet demand. Second off, well, I don't know. I don't really spend a lot of time watching television. I mean, I know it was talked about in newspapers here and there, like, I'm sure, like, the Wall Street Journal or, the New York Times definitely talked about it, but I don't know how well advertised it was, which I also think was a big issue. I feel like Nintendo's biggest struggle up until now, which they definitely seem to so far have fixed with their newest brand new home console, the Switch, has been advertising. Of course, that was a big thing with the Wii U. I feel like it was a very small part of the NES Classic Minis, not being, the success it could have been, but I think the biggest thing was just they didn't have enough supply to meet demand. I know lots of people wanted an NES Mini. Most people weren't able to get one. I was lucky enough to get one for Christmas. Basically, there was like a raffle for like a new console that, the first 30 people could be able to get a ticket to buy one, and, my dad basically was the first, not the first, but he was one of the first 30 people to get that ticket, so I really did luck out, and personally, I couldn't be happier to play the NES Mini because for me, like, I love retro games. I'm going to do another discussion video as to why I especially love arcade games. But for me, it's just like, the reason enough for me to have this is because I love the original Nintendo, but every time like I hook my Nintendo up to the TV, I spend like 10 or 15 minutes just blowing on the carts and, putting it in, just so I can get it to work. Like with the NES Mini, I no longer have to worry about that happening because I can just turn it on and just play the game, and I'll have to worry about, the pixels messing up the screen, the game completely freezing and having to start the whole thing over again, which can really be very annoying, especially when you're playing a really long game or that you don't want to lose all that progress. But there's really not else to say. Like, I'm disappointed that it happened like this. I know I've watched some other videos. Most of them feel the same way. Thought that it was really just a way to sort of, kind of, it was like a snack, if you will, for like the Switch, waiting on the Switch, since the Switch would be like the main course, the entree, I guess, if you will. And while I understand that, I really wish that the NES Mini could have really been something unique in it. A really successful sort of little console in its own right. There's not really much else I have to say. I did a review of the NES Mini. I really like it. I still have mine, actually. Have mine right here. I wish Nintendo had handled it better. I wish they had made more of them. I wish more people had been able to play it because it really is great. If you're one of the people that wasn't able to get one, and if you've never played a lot of these retro games, go out and buy an old Nintendo if you want. Try to find one at a thrift shop, or try to find one, online if you're willing. Just like I said, a lot of scalpers out there. Definitely like I said in my review, it was worth the $60. It's not worth any more than that. So, what's done is done. Hope Nintendo learns from this in the future, and that's all I really have to say about that. Till next time, peace out.